our panelists. And you look at Uhuru's last budget, Raila, Ruto, I share. And there is a big concern regarding, of course, the inheritance of debt there. The bulk of the next budget will be implemented by President Kenyatta's successor, as it were. And this has created ground for lobbying. Raila has pledged to continue Uhuru's legacy, but Ruto allies are pushing populist changes. He will present this on the 7th. This is CS Ukuru Yatani, and we know Uhuru is seeking to cement his legacy, also finish his projects. Raila is bound to continue Uhuru's legacy and fund the poor if he becomes the 5th president. And William Ruto, the allies have proposed changes in allocation. 3.3 trillion shillings, that is the amount that the Treasury plans to spend in the next financial year to June 2023. Let's just discuss on this bit, because I think this is coming up very early in light of the election calendar right now. This will be disrupted, and I think in East Africa then we'll begin ahead, because ideally we have also the East African protocol that requires that we read the budget at the same day. Okongo Mogeni.
Yes. You know,
that is on the standard.
Yeah, I'm trying to look at something because I heard you mention that DP Williams Ruto's allies want to propose changes to the budget.
On the allocations.
The reallocations, but you know, I've just come from Nyamira, and I was brought up as an SDA, and some deceitful statements I see shock me. You know, the deputy president chairs a very important body that discusses allocation between two levels of government. That's county government and the national government, IBEC. And last year, around November, the Council of Governors proposed to IBEC, which is a body that is chaired by Deputy President William Ruto, that county government should be given an allocation of 751 billion. In fact, the chair of Finance Council of Governors, Nderitu Mureithi, on 4th of November, wrote to the Deputy President and said, we want that allocation, which will be 35% of our budget. When the IBEC sat, chaired by our Deputy President, Honorable William Ruto, he told them, no, we have other concerns as a national government. We have major issues to address, including our national debt, issues of government operations, and he reduced that allocation to 370 billion. Now, when he goes to political rallies, he stands up and says, now we as UDA, we want to make proposals that allocations to county should be pegged at 35%. Really the bar. If I'm chairing a parliamentary committee where the buck stops with me, if there was honesty from Deputy President on these proposals that members of UDA want to make changes on allocations of resources between county governments and national government, that should have been done by the body that is chaired by the Deputy President. In fact, you should even have come out and issued a statement saying, I disagree with the proposal to reduce the allocation as proposed by governors from 751 billion to 370 billion. But he just wants to do politics with a serious issue, like sharing revenue between the two levels of government. So what you're making Kenyans to read on page 8 is just a story for politics. What the UDA members of parliament want to do is just to play politics, playing to the gallery, lip service. But I can tell you, of these two competitors, Raila Odinga and Honorable William Ruto, the person who believes in devolution, who can defend devolution, is Raila Odinga. Everything that you read from the UDA brigade is just lip service and trying to make political capital out of nothing.
All right, let's hear from Honorable Makali.
Yeah, thank you, Debar. A couple of points on this matter, and I totally agree with my colleague. You know, what we are seeing here is what I'll call politics of deceit politics of dishonesty and mastery of double speak. Why am I saying this?
Yes.
The Intergovernmental Economic and Budget Committee, if you look at the whole setup, the way it was structured, was to be able, when it comes to matters budget, to be able to kind of negotiate between the two levels of government. What amount goes to the counties and what amount goes to the national government. And the reason that was important at that point when they were setting up this committee is because the bar, we don't have unlimited resources. Resources are limited. And at any point there will be a time when we need to discuss whether what goes where, because if we had unlimited resources, there will be no need for that committee. Because I just say you need 300 billion to the counties, you give them. You wanted 1 trillion to the national government, you give them because they have enough money. Now, what is happening? Because of the importance of that committee, yes, the chair of that committee is none other than the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. That's the person who chairs that committee. So you can see the level at which it is chaired. Meaning it's actually, there is only one level remaining for it to be chaired by the President. So, when that committee sat last year, around November, there were serious negotiations, and those negotiations involved CRA, the Commission on Revenue Allocation, yes, which is by law is supposed to guide the process. And at that time they agreed that they will be sharing this money. The county governments will get 370 billion, and the national government was to get about 1 point something trillion. And on the basis of that, then, with that agreement, the budget policy statement was actually now prepared with that understanding. And that's why when you look at the budget policy statement, you will realize those are the figures captured there. So when Parliament was discussing the budget policy statement, you know what happened is then the Uhuru team, the Kenya Kwanza, now we call them Kenya Kwanza now, they made a proposal to move the figure of counties from 370 billion to 470 billion, so that they capture that 5%. But you see, there's been this talk of we care about the hustlers, we are pushing. So what is being played and what you see happening now is all politics at play. It's actually people playing politics. They want now to show Kenyans out there that we are the people championing your interests, while they know very well their presidential candidate or aspirant is the one who chaired the committee which agreed on these figures. And that's how you see, it's just taking us around the bar, we go around and we never eat there. But the budget policy statement, we managed to push it through the House after a lot of debate, and is now, that was actually approved by the two houses, although we remember now we are waiting for the final, the annual estimates which are supposed to be presented to the House. But